I'm Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be ranking every single Horrible Histories song from series 1 to series 5, excluding any specials because it was just too many songs. So yeah, series 1 to series 5, that is a series that I'm most familiar with. I haven't watched post their main 6 leaving. I haven't really watched many of that, and from what I've heard it's not as good, but that's another video topic. So yeah, series 1 to series 5, there's 61 songs here, so yeah, it's gonna probably be quite a long video. Just to get this out the way now, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying you should agree with me, nor do I want you to just agree with me. I would love to hear your thoughts on the songs. Which ones do you prefer? And also, it was very difficult. I genuinely love every song. I think every song is great in its own way, and this was very difficult to separate from the top 2 tiers. So starting with series 1, episode 1 is Born to Rule. This song is iconic, and even though I would say it's not as consistently good as some of the songs that we see later on in the series, I feel like it's deserving of S tier. It is such a great song. I've listened to it just as a song, out of the show. So yeah, I love that we've got 4 out of 6 of the main cast in the first ever song. I think that's great, and due to the success of it being a parody, it's what led to them parodying other songs later in the series. So it is S tier for me. It is a great first song to the series. Second is Divorced, Beheaded and Died, which while I do like, it is very catchy and it is something that's stuck in my head. I have remembered it to remember what order the queens died in and, what happened with all of them. It's good. It's a good jingle. It's catchy, but it's not what I would class as a Horrible Histories song. It's more, a catchy jingle. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in C, but I do think it is very good. Next up is Making a Mummy, which again is a very educational song more than a parody. However, I do really like it. It's not as funny as some other songs and can get a little bit repetitive, but I thoroughly enjoyed watching it and listening to it, so it's going to go in B. Next up, we're the Tudors. Again, this one isn't my favourite. I think some of the rhymes in it are funny. We've got Eddie rhyming with Deddy. It's very silly, but yeah, again, not my favourite. Similar to Divorced, Beheaded and Died, I think it is quite simple, just using just one repetitive kind of tune throughout the whole thing, whereas I prefer them to be a bit different to that, so that's why it's going in C. And actually joining it in C is A Gorgeous Georgian Lady, even though I do like it. Actually no, I'm going to put it in B, because it is funny, and poor Martha having to put all that makeup on, but yeah, no, I thought it was great. I love that it's it really goes heavy on the ridiculing a part of history, rather than some of the other ones are a bit more educational, whereas this is educational and just very silly, and I love that. So yeah, B tier, I think. Yeah, no, B tier. Next up is I'm a Knight, and although again it is catchy and I have got the song stuck in my head a few times, it is, like I said with the other ones, it's very repetitive. This one was actually split throughout the episode, so it wasn't just one whole song, which I'm personally not a massive fan of, and when listening to it all in one, it didn't really work because, like I said, it's very repetitive. So that's going to go in D tier. However, I think it does have its moments. I think it is good. Caveman Love, and I actually really like this one. So it's a doo-wop parody, and again, I love it when they parody songs and genres, and Sarah in it is great. I think she is a very underrated cast member for Horrible Histories. So yeah, I thought she was great, and this I'm gonna put in B, I think, but it could go up to A. I think that's kind of one that's in the middle of the two. But yeah, I know there's going to be a lot of songs later on that's going to go in A, so I'm gonna save that category for now. Next up is It's Not True, which yeah, it's very different. I think it's very different to the other songs they've done. I like the concept, but yeah, I don't know why, it's not really one that I really remember too much when thinking of Horrible History songs. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in C. There are moments of that I do really like. Yeah, I do like it. Matt's great in it, Martha's great in it. But yeah, it's not as good as the others, I would say. Next up is The Plague Song, and this is a very, it's like a musical theatre parody. I love, they're doing very stereotypical dances that I did when I was doing drama. And yeah, doing that while singing about death is a very musical theatre thing to do, and I absolutely love it. I listened and watched to the video of every single song, and this is one that has stuck in my head the most, and I do quite like it. I think it is funny. Again, we've got Katy Wix. I love Katy Wix. Yeah, it's very funny, and yeah, that's going to go in A tier for me. I genuinely love that song. And joining it in A tier is British Things. This song I think is great. It drew up a bit of controversy like a year, 2 years ago. It basically just highlights the imperialism and colonialism of the UK, and that everything that we class as British is actually stuff that we've stolen from other countries. So I think for that it deserves an A tier. It's a great song. Sarah's like faces in it are hilarious. I think she makes a great Queen Victoria. And they have like a weird dance in the middle, which always catches me off guard and always makes me laugh. So yeah, A tier. Next up is We Are Greek. And again, this isn't one that particularly pops in my mind when I think of Horrible History songs, but rewatching it, I did really enjoy it. It's not as catchy, but the chorus I really, really liked, and it is very interesting. So I'm going to put it in B. Next up is Burke and Hare. Again, not one that particularly springs to mind. It is a good story, but yeah, it's not very catchy, but I like the kind of, it's more of telling a story rather than just like singing about something, and it is a very interesting thing that happened. So yeah, C tier for me. Right, on to Series 2. Series 2 starts with a fantastic song, which is the Viking song, and yeah, this is the first kind of like, apart from Born to Rule, is the first like proper like music video type song, like parodying like what you would see in an actual like artist produce. It's a music video, and I initially wrote down A, but I think I'm going to move it up to S tier because it is so iconic of a song. That song always pops into my head at the most random times, and yeah, it's silly, it's great, so yeah, S tier. Again, another iconic song for me. Series 2 and 3, maybe possibly verging into 4, are the kind of best eras for the songs. All of them are just great, so we're going to see a lot of S and A tier in these ones. Charles II, do I need to say anything more? Straight into S tier. It is probably the most famous song of Horrible Histories, and for a good reason. It is excellent. Yeah, you could always impress people if you could rap the whole song, and yeah, Matt is incredible. Next is Spartan High School Musical, which again, not one that I particularly thought of or remembered being as amazing, but when rewatching it, it's an incredible song. I love the dancing. They're all amazing in it. Them lying on the floor with the hands like this, just incredible. So yeah, A tier for me. It isn't quite at the level of the ones I've got in S tier, but it is great. Next up, the World War II Girls. This I think is quite an underrated song. I don't really hear many people talking about it, but I love this one. So I love that we've got the 3 kind of like main female actors in the show in this song, and I love all 3 of them. They're all fantastic. This is going to go in A tier. Again, even though I say it's underrated, it's not quite at the same level as like Charles II or anything like that. So I'm going to put it in A. But yeah, it's a fantastic song. Next up is George IV, and this is genuinely one of my favourite Horrible History songs. Jim's ballads are always going to be great. Like his solos are just fantastic. It's funny, it's got great singing, the lyrics are just amazing, and yeah, I just love it. It's just so good. It's one of the best Horrible History songs. Possibly my favourite. I know which one, actually no, it's not my favourite. I know which one is my favourite, which we haven't got to yet, but it's a very close second. I just love it. Next up is Blackbeard's song. This isn't one I'm a big fan of. It's a bit repetitive, although it's a bit catchy at some points. Not really anything too special about it for me. Yeah, don't know what else to say. It's good, it's a good song, but yeah, nothing kind of compared to the other ones for me. Victorian Inventions is up next, and it's quite fun, this one. It's one that I'm always fascinated when I watch it. It's not a song that I would listen to outside of the show, but as a music video and in the show, I think it's great. It's one of the ones that because it's such a kind of like complicated song, I don't know the lyrics, so yeah, it's not one that I can really like sing along to like I can with a lot of the other ones, so I'm going to put it into C. Next up, Learn Your Hieroglyphics. And again, when I was watching through, I wasn't really expecting much from this song, but yeah, I forgot how good it is. It is hilarious. Matt is great in it. It's obviously a parody of ABC by Jackson 5, and yeah, it's just hilarious. Just A tier, I think. Next up is Real Life Cowboys, and I think this is the first song that we've had Larry in. Oh no, that's wrong. Literally, he was in that one. But yeah, he's not in many songs, which is a shame. So he's in this one, which I do really like. I think he's hilarious. He always brings a great energy to the songs. There's some parts in it which are a bit crude. It always puts me off. It's not a song that I would listen to outside the show, but within the show, it is great, and the music video is great. So I'm going to put it in B. Next up is Boudica, and I'm a bit biased by this because I've always been interested in Boudica and the Celts and everything, so I was always going to be drawn to this song anyway. I'm going to put it in A. I think it is iconic, at least for me. It's always been one that I've kind of been drawn to, but yeah, I think it's great. The music video is great. Martha is brilliant in it, so yeah, S tier. Next up is the Funky Monks, and this one, again, I'm not a massive fan of. It's a bit slow to begin with. There's not really anything I particularly remember about it. Like, again, watching it as a music video itself, it's enjoyable, but it's not one... yeah, it's just not for me, I don't think. So that's going to go in D. This is the last one for series 2, and this is Do the Patch Cutie. Iconic, again, it is just fantastic. It's silly, it's catchy, it's weird, and I think that's everything that Horrible Histories is, so S tier. And again, Matt coming in strong with the start of series 3. We've got Dick Turpin. Again, this is another iconic Horrible Histories song. I had this as my ringtone. If you didn't watch Horrible Histories when it first aired, you could download some of the songs they put as ringtones, and I got this one and I absolutely loved it. I didn't get any phone calls, but I knew I had it if I did. And yeah, iconic. I know everybody loves Matt's outfit and look in this one, which is, yeah, I think he looks absolutely amazing. It's just such a good song, and again, one that I listen to outside of the show, and then combined with the music video, it's just even more fantastic. So yeah, definite S tier. And again, I think we've got a few S tiers in this series. So the next is the Monarchs song, and this is a brilliant song. Even though the lyrics are so complicated and it's so hard to remember, it's so fun trying to sing along to the song, and I got quite good at it at one point. And yeah, even though it's not like a parody where it's even though it's not a song that you would normally think you could listen to outside of the show, I do, and it's incredible. It's so good. I love that everybody in the show is involved in it. It's S tier. I don't see how it can be anything else. Next up, William Wallace, Scottish Rebel. Again, this is one that sticks in my head. For me, mainly just the chorus that I like on this one. Yeah, I do like it. I don't know why. I just feel like it goes in A tier. I don't know why. It's one that's in between A and S. I'm going to put it in A because... oh, am I? I don't know. Okay, I'll put it in A for now, but I might change my mind because it is a very good song. It's going in S. Yeah, it deserves to be there. It's such a good song. So next up is Work, Terrible Work. And I think it's one of the main songs we've actually got child actors in, excluding the It's Not True song. And watching it again, I thought they were all they're fantastic. The choreography is great. It's obviously one for an Oliver Twist song. Yeah, it's great. I've got to put it in A tier. Rah Rah Cleopatra next, and again, another iconic song. It's got to go in S. So it's obviously a Lady Gaga parody, and the amount of Lady Gaga references they got in this song is incredible. Yeah, it's just fantastic. I think it's so great. The dancing in it is great. I've always wanted to try and learn the dance, and the song's amazing. Yeah, S tier straight away. Next up is the Suffragette song. Again, another song I love. Next up is the Richard III song, and yeah, it is another Jim ballad, which I love. I think it's a very, very funny music video and very, very well sung. This one is kind of on the edge between A and S. I think I'm gonna put it in... oh my god, there's gonna be so many songs in the top tier, but that's how good Horrible Histories is. It's gonna go in S. I think it is quite underrated. It's not really a song that I hear many people talk about, but I think, yeah, the song is great. The music video is hilarious, especially with Jim and the cards being great with kids when they say he didn't kill his nephews, and it's a great song and a great music video. Next up is Roman Emperor's Bad. And I think I might be quite controversial in saying that I'm not a massive fan of this song. I always hear people talk about it loads, but it's not one that I'm particularly drawn to. It's fun and funny, and obviously it's a parody of a Michael Jackson song, but it's not particularly amazing for me. But I'm going to put it in C tier because I do enjoy watching it, but yeah, it's not really one that I listen to outside of the show. Next up is the Suffragette song, and I really do like this one. It's very clear in the story that it tells, which I like. You can follow along very easily and I'm always invested in it. It's a great song, great choreography, but to me it's not quite got that spark that would put it in S tier, so it's going to go in A, but it is a very, very strong song. Next up, Ain't Staying Alive, and again I think I might be a bit controversial in this as well, because I'm not going to put it in S tier, which I think most people would, at least what I've heard people talk about the songs online. I do love it, but it's not my favourite. Larry is fantastic in it again, and he's very strong in the songs, and it's a shame that he isn't in more of them. But yeah, I'm going to put it in A. It's still great. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad song at all, but it's not one... I know people always talk about it being like one of the best Horrible History songs, but for me it just personally isn't. But it's still fantastic. Next up, the English Civil War song. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of this song. Rewatching it again, it was a lot better than I remembered it being. It's a West Side Story parody. But yeah, I've just never been a massive fan of it. I think the choreography is great and the music video is good. But yeah, for me, it's just, yeah, it just doesn't do much for me. So I'm going to put it in D. Next up, Ages of Stone. And this one is quite fun. I do like this one quite a lot. It's not like as iconic as the ones I've put in A and S or as good as those ones, but it is a very good song. And it is one that has actually been stuck in my head since rewatching them. So I'm going to put it in B tier. Boast Battle is next, which is again another song that really sticks in my head. It's silly, it's fun, it's very different from the other songs they do, and I think it's a good kind of like addition to their songs. So I'm going to put it in A. It's not kind of like the strongest song for me, but yeah, it's very fun. Right, on to Series 4. Series 4 starts with a fantastic song, which is the RAF song, or The Few. This is a boy band song parody. It's hilarious. It's a great song. Again, we've got all the men in the main cast in this song, which I like. There's always parts that make me laugh. Larry's saying "Take that, Hitler," like whispering into the camera, is hilarious. I love it. It's going to go in S tier for me because I do think it's a great song and it's emotional as well. It's generally like a song that's like celebrating some amazing people in history, so it's going in S tier. And Natural Selection is next, which is a personal favourite of mine. I love the original song and I think this is a great like parody of the original song while also, yeah, celebrating a, you know, very, very smart person. I love it. It fits the original song very well. I think it's a very smart song to choose for a song about him, so yeah, it's going in S tier. The Thinkers is next, which is very fun. I think it is quite underrated. I love the dances. Again, we've got everyone apart from Simon. Simon hasn't been in many songs actually, thinking about it, which is a shame because he is great. This is going to go in A. It's not quite up to S tier for me, but it is fantastic. It gets stuck in my head a lot. It's a great song. Next up is It's a New World, which is a song, like a parody of Empire State of Mind. I love the video and I love the song. It's not quite up to S, and I do also love that everybody in the main cast is in it. Always love that when that happens. So I'm going to put it in A tier, I think, actually. Yeah, I'm going to put it in A. Mary Seacole is the next song, and first of all, I wish we saw more of this actress. She's called Dominic Moore. I think she is great. She's in a couple of songs and in a few scenes, but I think she was like severely underused. I think she is great. This is a Single Ladies parody, and she does the original justice, in my opinion. It's just great. I'm going to put this in S tier, I think. I just genuinely really love this song. I think she's great in it. Following this one is the Victoria and Albert Love song. It's pretty good. I love a good ballad, and yeah, again, like I said, Jim is probably the best singer, and I think Martha is fantastic in this one as well. Yeah, it's hard to decide who I prefer as Queen Victoria between her and Sarah, but both of them do a great job. This is going to go in A. It's not as good as some other of the ballads, but I do really, really enjoy it. I think the video is great. I think it's funny. I think it's, got that emotional aspect as well, which I love. Next up is the Blue-Blooded Blues, which isn't a song that I particularly remembered when I was going through all the songs, but it is a great song. All three of the singers in this are great. It's really catchy. I don't know why I haven't remembered this one before. It's between B and A for me. I'm going to put it in A just because I do think it deserves a bit higher than that. Yeah, it's a great song. So next up is Luddites, and this is, I think, quite an iconic song, and I do get the chorus stuck in my head a lot, but rewatching it, I wasn't a massive fan of the verse. So it's going to go in B tier for that reason. But yeah, the chorus is great, but the rest of the song isn't fantastic for me. Probably just prefer a different genre, but yeah, I think that song is fun. Next up is Bourgeois Family. This is an Addams Family parody, and I felt like this song had so much potential, and for me it just didn't deliver at like the high level that other parodies have. It's kind of fun, it's a bit repetitive, I feel like it's a bit like disjointed at times. So it's going to go in D, which is a shame because, yeah, as I said, I thought it had great potential and the music video is fun. Yeah, it's just not up there for me. So this is, I think, my favourite song. It's Mary the First. It's a fantastic song. I think Sarah does an absolutely great job. It's a parody of Wuthering Heights, which is a great song anyway, and I think it does it justice. It's fantastic. I just love the song so much. It's the one that, when I think of Horrible History songs, this is the one I think of. So yeah, it's S tier for me. It's just an absolutely fantastic song. Next up is William Shakespeare and the Quills. Again, this one isn't my favourite, but I'm not saying it's bad in any way. Yeah, this is going to go in C tier, just because it's not really one that I think about much when I think about Horrible History songs. I don't listen to it outside the show, but as a song it's good, and the music video is quite fun as well. And last for series 4 is the Georgian Navy song. This one isn't really my favourite. It's kind of like a football chant. I don't really love it very much, but yeah, like I said, it's not bad, it's just not for me, so it's going to go in D tier. Next up is the Rosa Parks song, or I Sat on a Bus, depending what you want. This is a great song. It gets stuck in my head quite a lot. I think it's a great tribute to Rosa Parks. I think it's a great song. This one again, it's between A and S. I'm gonna put it in A, I think. Although the chorus is very, very catchy. It is a hard song to get out of your head. Next up is Vikings and Garfunkel. Again, not one that I particularly remembered from the series, but it's nice. It's very different to a lot of the other songs, and I did very much enjoy it. The vocals are great. I thought the music video was funny. I'm going to put it in B, but I feel like this is one of the songs that, like, the more I listen to it, the more I'd like. So yeah, that one definitely has potential to go up higher. And we've got Charles Dickens' Miserable. Again, not one that I particularly remembered. For some reason, Series 5, the only one I really remember is Rosa Parks' song, and maybe a couple of others. But yeah, this one I don't remember too much. I enjoyed it. There was Al Murray. If you're a fan of Taskmaster, Al Murray was on the drums in the background, which really caught me off guard. Yeah, I did enjoy it. It's a parody of the Smiths. Yeah, this one's difficult actually, because initially I put it in C, but it might go up. No, I'll put it in C for now. But again, I think it's just a case of the more I listen to it, the more I like it, because I would say series 2, 3 and 4 are the series that I watched the most growing up. So obviously those songs from that series are going to be stuck in my head more, and I'm going to be more familiar with. But no, I do enjoy that song. Next up is Crassus Minted, which is a Simon song, which we haven't had much of, which I always kind of thought Larry was the one that was kind of not in the songs much, but yeah. So yeah, Simon. So this is a parody of Bonkers by Dizzy Rascal. It is a great parody, it's a great video, it's very, very fun, and I'm going to put it in A, I think. It's between A and B. It is difficult because I think the music video brings it up for me. It is more funny than I would say it is a good song. I don't know, it's very difficult to say, but it's very Horrible Histories, and I love that. So next up is the Joan of Arc song. This one I'm not a big fan of. I think Martha is great in it, but yeah, it's not really particularly memorable for me, so that's going to go into C tier. And then we've got Alexander, again, not one that I'm thought of much. I think it's going to join Joan of Arc. Again, I think that Ben is fantastic in it. It's just nothing really that special about it to me, but I still did very much enjoy it, so that's going to go in C. Next up is Owain Glyndŵr, which as a Welsh person, I've got to put it higher up. I think it's a great tribute to Owain Glyndŵr, and I love that we've got a song about Wales in it. I think that's lovely, and it's parody of Tom Jones songs, which is just a great thing. I love that choice. So this is going to go into A tier for me. And then we've got the Pioneers of Transportation song, which is a Grease parody. Again, very smart parody to do. This, again, was one that I didn't particularly remember when I was thinking of Horrible History songs, but it is a fantastic song. All of them are great, and we've got all the men from the main six. They're doing lots of really fun dances, and they look like they're having a great time. And I'm gonna put it in A, but I feel like it could definitely go up to S. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it in S. I think it is a great song. Next up, the Original Tudor. Now, this is a song that I thought was great, but it's not very funny, which I feel like, to me, I always like the songs that do have a bit of humour to it. So I'm gonna put this in C. I think Matt's great in it, but yeah, it's nothing particularly amazing about it for me. Next up, we've got, I'm not sure what the name of this song is because I've seen different names around. So I heard one place call it Gimme Gimme Crown. It's also an ABBA parody. And I heard another person just call it like the Henry Stephen song or something like that. But yeah, it's an ABBA parody. The references are great. It is a very, very fun song. I'm going to put it in B, but again, I think it could move up to A as well. Next, we've got Australia, which is a Kylie Minogue song. Another great song to parody. It's obviously mainly of like Lucky. I'm going to put it in B. Sometimes it does get a bit repetitive in the chorus, which obviously you're going to get when you're parodying a song like that does have a somewhat repetitive chorus. Right, and last for series 5 is We're History, which is the final song that the main six sung. It's a fantastic end to an amazing show, an amazing era of Horrible Histories. It's emotional, it shared some of the best parts of the Horrible Histories. Everybody was involved, I think, well, definitely the main six. And yeah, they were all fantastic. It's S tier, 100%. And for a bonus one, I've also done the theme song, which is S tier. It's such a great theme song for a show. It's one of those like intros that you just cannot skip if you're watching the show. It is fantastic. And the same goes for the outro song as well. But the main song is the one that I think about most. I hope you enjoyed. I hope my opinions aren't too controversial. Sometimes with these tier ranking videos, they can go either way. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed making this video. It was great to listen to all the songs. Yeah, I've had people request I do videos about Horrible History, so I hope this is a good video for you guys. If you like this video, then please give it a like. It's great for the channel, and comment down below what you think of my rankings, what your favourite song is, what your least favourite song is. We'll get controversial. And yeah, what videos do you want to see from me next? Because I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, because Horrible Histories was very heavily requested. So yeah, and subscribe if you want to see more videos to do with British TV, and I will hope to do some more Horrible Histories videos. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!